Hi everyone, it's Casey Williams. Jaguar's kind of had mixed results with their compact sports sedans. They really started out with the X-Type, which for those of you who know that car know it really wasn't much more than a Ford Mondeo with all-wheel drive. A very nice car, but maybe not the best Jaguar. Although I had two friends that owned them and really liked the cars. So the next step up for a compact car was the XE, which we have here for today. And I think this car probably isn't still fully what a Jaguar needs to be, but I think it's getting very, very close. Let's go have a look at it. With all the time I've spent with the XE, I think the part that I struggle with the most is the styling. And clearly this is not an ugly car, it's a very handsome car. But I think Jaguar, it just feels like they took all the German competitors, put them in a room, kind of mixed them up and came up with this, and then tacked on some Jaguar styling cues at the very end. And I think if you look at some of the newer Jaguars, like the new F-Type, and even the I-Pace electric crossover, they just did a better job of putting some forms in the front fenders, haunches over the rear fenders, and just giving more of that traditional Jaguar look without making it looking old. So I think if they did a little more of that with the XE's design, I think it'd be absolutely perfect. But as it is, again, a very sporty, handsome car. I like the big grille. This is the black mesh with the sport package. Has all the blacked out trim, so you'll see that all the chrome kind of went away. More aggressive lower front fascia. The headlamps all just really tight. Look all angry. I think they look really good. Come around the side, 19-inch alloy wheels, the red brake calipers. Again, it just gives that car a really firm stance. Again, you can see some more of the blacked out trim, blacked out around the windows. And like I said about kind of comparing it to the German cars, it kind of has the Hofmeister kink here in the rear window, a lot like the BMWs have. This straight line, again, I think it looks very nice, but it just kind of comes off, just looks a little bit square. It'd just be really nice if it was just more fender form here and just give more of that traditional Jaguar look. Come around the back, twin exhaust outlets. The real narrow tail lamps look nice. Rear deck lid spoiler. Again, just gives a nice sporty appearance without being overdone. Power trunk lid. And the trunk's not huge, but it's big enough to get a couple of pretty big bags in there. Back seats, pass through for the skis as well. I think the interior of the XE feels much more like what you'd expect from a Jaguar sports sedan, compact car. It's just very comfortable, but I really like that you kind of feel like the dash is low, you're kind of snug down into the car, and just feels very comfortable. That's very traditional, very cozy. A lot of the features on this car, starting with the seats. We have the diamond stitch seats, an up-level seat system, heated and ventilated, very soft leather, feels great. Heated leather-wrapped steering wheel. Again, just very, very nice. And this has kind of the glassy cockpit that's become really popular in the Land Rovers and Jaguars. Full LCD screen here in the instrument cluster. You can reconfigure it. I've got it with the speedometer, tachometer in the middle right now, navigation. You can get the full navigation screen across, you can get two different instruments, so you can configure that pretty much how you want to. Touchscreen here. I think Jaguar's infotainment is probably not the easiest to use, but I've used it enough and it makes sense to me now, and it's really not that difficult with a little bit of time. Down below, I think these are kind of cool for the seats. You press the climate control knob and you can turn it right to heat the seats, turn it left to ventilate them, press it, goes back to the dual zone automatic climate control. Again, this is all touchscreen down here, and there's auxiliary radio controls down below. So again, I think it just gives a really nice, clean appearance that looks really good. Of course, being a Jaguar, the stitching on the dash all looks really nice. Feels very expensive. Some other things in this car, heads-up display. It's got the Meridian surround sound audio system. It's got the glass sunroof. And on the safety front, it pretty much has everything you'd want in the car. Adaptive cruise control. It's got the forward collision alert with auto brake, lane keep assist, blind spot warning, rear cross path detection, and of course the rear view camera. And this also has their rear view camera. General Motors did this a few years ago. Jaguar's got it now too. That in normal mode, you just look right through the rear window as normal. You press this, and it puts a video screen there from a camera in the rear deck. So if people are sitting in the rear seats, you've got stuff stored in the back or in the package shelf, it doesn't bother you at all. You can see right out the back of the car through the rear view camera. But all in all, I think they did a really nice job with this car. I just think it feels very nice, feels very cozy, in a place you want to spend some time and go drive. Well, one of the things that might surprise you about this car is the powertrain. It has a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine through an 8-speed automatic transmission. This car does not have all-wheel drive, it's just a rear-drive car. And I think that's okay. Rear drive is great. In the snow belt where we are here, I think it'd be nice to have all-wheel drive as an option. But the engine produces enough power. 247 horsepower, 269 pound-feet of torque. That's enough in a compact sports sedan like this car. And the advantage of that, of course, is fuel economy. 25 miles per gallon in the city, 34 on the highway. So you get pretty good performance, and really decent gas mileage as well. And talking about performance, the car does 0 to 60 in about 6.2 seconds. Top speed is limited to 120. So again, I think it's not going to be your top performance Jaguar, but for what this car is and the price you can get it, I think that's more than adequate. But overall, I like driving the car. I think, as is typical in Jaguar, the suspension's a good balance of providing a comfortable ride, but also, being tight in the corners, the steering very nimble. You go over bumps, it absorbs them pretty well, and I think it's just exactly what it needs to be. So I think as far as driving the car, I think it's an absolute joy. A couple of things the car has the drive mode selector. You can put in Echo, that'll help your fuel economy a little bit, makes the throttle a little less sensitive. You can put it in comfort mode, which is where I normally leave it, it's kind of the normal mode. And then dynamic mode is really your sport mode. Just makes the throttle more sensitive. Also changes the heads-up display, puts a tachometer up there. That's really helpful when you're doing performance driving. But I think overall, the way the car handles and the performance and the fuel efficiency as well, I think Jaguar did a pretty nice job with the car. Before driving the Jaguar XC, I didn't think much of the car, honestly. To me, it just looked a little too German, just not as distinctive as I'd expected Jaguar to be. But really, that's only first impressions. Now that I've had time with the car and I've driven the car, the interior is beautiful. It has that nice light feeling you like in a Jaguar. It feels very sporty. Gets decent gas mileage. It's got enough power. It's got everything you want in a Jaguar. I think stylish could work on the outside a little bit, just give it a little more flair, and just make it a little more like a Jaguar. But outside of that, I think it's a very nice car. And I think the price will be a little bit surprising to you. So the base price is $39,900, and I think that's a really fair price for the car. This one, with all the safety gear, the upgraded interior, the upgraded audio system, everything that's on it, you're looking at $56,030. But that's still pretty competitive with its main German competitors, plus even the Cadillac and Genesis is in that class. Well, next week we'll have another fun car. Until then, storm forward.